I want to. I saw an old friend of ours. We haven't had him on the show in a while at Comic-Con, and he's looking and feeling great. So I told him to come down tonight, give us a little update because it seems like it's all good news. Let's welcome back Siike Donnelly. We all remember this guy. Multiple aneurysm survivor, who the last time we saw you...
We're snuggling.
Oh yeah, you're kind of invading Camille's personal space.
I know who you are.
I do that at Comic-Con. I press my junk against people when they're walking by.
And then when they turn around and go, "What are you doing?" You go, "I survived multiple aneurysms. I have earned this."
I play that card, yeah.
The last time we talked to you, it was very sobering, and I mean, not technically for me, but. Emotionally sobering declaration on your part that you had been going to these doctors who were studying you and in the same course treating you while they studied you, putting coils up your legs and stuff I can't even imagine. All I know is Rogaine could kill my cat, so I've got it bad. And you were told them let's knock it off because there was a little bit of time that we weren't on the treatments, and then you felt more creative, and you were like, I mean, the way that you had put it, or at least the way I've seen articles written about it, is that even if it's a crass way of saying it, you're like, I want to be creative even if it kills me, because you're recognizing that you're not getting this treatment anymore, and it's sort of like a roll of the dice with whatever's going on in your brain, but the effects of the treatment were kind of neutering you creatively. Am I getting any of this wrong?
No, that's all exactly what was going on.
So you came out here last time and said, all right, no more treatments, and off I go, and I'm going to go draw stuff and be productive and come what may. And so now you give us the update.
Right. Well, yeah, so I mean, my energy level's been up. I've been having fewer incidents as far as like blackouts and seizures. I still have some, but they're few and far between, basically. I seem to be thinking a lot more. I'm solving because a lot of things I do is like I buy puzzles and solve puzzles, and like to help, my brain, it's still sponge, it's absorbing. I build transformers and model kits and everything like that. So I love doing all that stuff, and it keeps the creative juices going. Now I found that I can't stop. I'm getting very little sleep. I'm probably sleeping like 3 hours a night maybe, and I can't shut my brain down. And it's nonstop going, and I'm productive. Like I'm doing a lot now, a lot more than I did before I had an aneurysm at one time. And there are effects that it's having on me, but they're again so few and far between that I don't know. I seem to be what I've always wanted to be, which is a little superhuman. Lately.
Is it a worry that you're not sleeping enough? Like, would you like to be able to shut that down a little bit?
Yeah, I would love to. We tried a couple things. I think it was about a month ago, I had sleep deprivation because I was up for a couple of days, and then after that I got some stuff to knock me out, and then since then I'll get 3 hours of sleep at night, and then sometimes I'll take an hour nap in the middle of the day, but my energy level, like we just did Comic-Con last year, I think I sat 2 days out because I was sick. This year, it could have gone 3 more days.
Really?
Yeah,
that's great.
What about like loud noises and stuff? I thought you like when you're in big crowds and people are getting kind of loud. Like
yeah, I used to walk around with headsets on at cons, and I would listen to like water flowing, and it would drown everything out. Now the noise sounds like water flowing. Mm-hmm. So even all the yelling and the screaming and the body odor and the everything.
Do your doctors have any? Do they weigh in on that? Do they have?
Well, I only have the one neurologist now, and he's not. He never gave me advice and stuff on that level. It was always the other the guinea pig doctors.
But is there anything for them to learn off of this? Like, is it like
if I still went to them, maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your doctor's take on everything?
I mean, he's kind of a pothead. So he's like, yeah, Transformers.
He prescribed
Transformers.
More Transformers.
I would take 3 Doritos and call me in the morning.
Did the other doctors try and contact you, like an ex-girlfriend or something? Like, hey, how are we feeling?
Hey, how's it
now?
going? Are you still, with the brain thing?
You just get coffee and see how.
No, I don't. They don't reach out to me.
Well, that's fantastic. What are you up to creatively?
Well, I'm working on the book I mentioned that you guys all helped me fund on Kickstarter, Elan Vital, which is me doing all the different art styles. I just recently choreographed a dance for the book. Basically, I'm trying to find out what kind of artist I am. So every page in the book is a different type of art: expressionism, surrealism, sculpting, painting, singing, choreography, filmmaking. So it's a very transmedia book. So I've been working on that, and then I actually premiered my new comic at Comic-Con called Monomyth.
Oh, thank you. How is your visual memory still where it was, or is that coming back for you, Siike?
For you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, my visual memory. So I've been having more dreams. I can remember them. And I've actually, at Comic-Con, I drew, 4 people came up to me and commissioned me to do sketches for them. And only 2 of them I actually had to look at pictures for. Really? I actually drew Spider-Man without even looking at him, like seeing a picture of him. I was able to know enough in my head to draw Spider-Man. So I would say it's finally getting past that sponge level, and I'm learning.
Yeah, I don't want to go. I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb here, but you ran into me the other day at Comic-Con,
Yeah.
And you were with a guy who didn't know me, right? So did you recognize me?
Yes.
Yeah, which didn't happen in the past, like at all, right?
I mean, sometimes I
But
know
that's
you're
crazy.
Yeah, the way
That's awesome.
Yeah, the way I found you this time, I wouldn't have been able to before.
Yeah.
We were just walking by, and I looked over and I go, "Oh, there's Spencer." And
Yeah.
I'm gonna go say hi to him.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Thanks. Same with Dan. I mean, same with you.
Oh, yeah, me?
Yeah, when I saw you at the signing and stuff, and I saw Dustin too. It's starting to I don't know. It's
But I
things
feel
are
like
sticking.
when I see you, like I always get the impression that you recognize me and see me and know who I am.
Well, yeah, because a lot of times what I do is I get things down. I know you're tall, and I know you wear a suit. And if I see you at Meltdown,
That does narrow most of the people we hang out with don't fit that.
yeah. So if I'm in Meltdown and I see that, I'm pretty much like, or if I'm at a bar and I see that,
And then also hearing clues you in too, right?
Yeah.
So if you hear his
hearing
voice.
when you say
How
hi,
do you recognize me, Siike?
your speech pattern.
Oh, nice. Nice sidestep, bro. We all know what you really do.
We're gonna expunge racism from aneurysm survivors. We've got a new strategy about this. We've figured out it's too deeply rooted in society, and we're gonna start with Siike and make sure he's not racist.
So Siike, this is all your art in here?
No. I'm actually the writer of this book. So like I said before, I think I told you about it. It's really hard for me to find a job. A lot of people don't want to hire a guy who has memory problems because they're like, "Hey, did you do that thing yesterday?" And I go, "What thing?" And then it doesn't get done. So I have a really great boss who is actually here in the audience. I brought him with me. His name's Omar Spahi, and he started a comic company called OSSM Comics. And he hired me as an editor-in-chief for him, which is what I always wanted to do with comics, was be an editor. And then he was crazy enough to say, "Hey, do you want to write one of these comics that we're publishing?" So I did. I'm a big, like you, a Joseph Campbell fan. I wanted to do something. I just straight up called it Monomyth. I called a spade. And it's the story of Lucifer and Michael in reverse. So actually Lucifer tells Adam and Eve not to eat the apple, and Michael's the angel that falls from heaven. So it's like a What If Earth book, because I'm a big Marvel What If fan. And it's got Nerdist.com did a great review on it, and got a lot of press. NPR, someone was really nice at NPR and did an interview with me about this, and Elan Vital and Soulstar. So it's definitely getting a lot of controversy. We had the religious protesters outside Comic-Con.
I love those guys.
I made a friend with one of them, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I recorded a video of him. He donated to Soulstar, so I was like, "Oh, you're not all bad."
Those guys are so odd. I don't know. It's like if you walk by it, if you just hang out there long enough, there's going to be somebody of equally confusing conviction that starts to yell at them and argue with them. And it's like I don't know what's at stake for either of you.
Yeah.
But it's like a guy saying, like, why should Jesus have Why should you need more superpowers than Jesus gave you? Like, just it's like, come on, what are you talking? No one's coming to this convention because they don't want Jesus to be loved. Like, it's not a convention for hating Jesus because Superman can fly.
Not like
how come God can't wear a cape? What are you talking about? Have you ever been in there? Have you ever read a comic book?
Do you know what the best origin story was?
Yeah, I've got a sequel for you.
Yeah.
Reboot this, Christopher Nolan. It's really weird. And then there was a guy who just sat up with he had a lawn chair and a boombox, and he was just blaring what sounded to me like it was just a bad recording of his church's like rock band or something. So it was just like he just thought he could bathe people in positive energy. He didn't regard it as noise pollution at all. It's just like, it's already loud here and insufferable, and he's just blaring garbage at people. It's just garbled garbage on a cassette tape.
Now I feel bad because he was blaring the song I wrote for Elan Vital.
You write Christian rock music now?
Yeah. That's my thing, man.
What if you found out that was your art? Well, that would blow. Fuck. Good news, bad news.
But what if you made us all start loving Christian rock? Like that became a new thing.
Then I would be the antichrist, probably.
It's true, the antichrist. I mean, you're not good. Spencer was just talking about this. According to all reports and revelations, the antichrist, his big point of efficacy is going to be that everybody really likes him a lot because he's like really kind of nice and charming.
Yeah, and people might think he's like the Messiah, I think, if I read right. Yeah. So it's just like, well, whatever one looks like the next Jesus, that's get him.
Yeah. So
and wait for some shithead that's bad mouthing him too, and then give that guy your everlasting faith.
It's quite a problem when you realize it. Yeah,
that is true. That's really funny.
That's why that Jesus doesn't want to come back. He's like, they're gonna get me again.
How do you jump into this double dutch? How do you? Red hot peppers, shit.
Do you remember when we were saying that listening to like heavy metal music backwards had like satanic messages in it or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought it's funny that like Satan is up there like, these are the fucking people. This is what they're doing. They're like sitting around smoking pot, listening to music backwards. Like they're not like the best, most productive members of society.
When I was a little kid,
their websites are terrible.
When I was a little kid, there was the D&D report. Like the news was talking about people that played this thing called Dungeons and Dragons, and they were playing it in my town. And when I was a little kid in Tustin in Orange County, there were these big sewers that you could go hang out in if you were a teenager.
Ninja Turtle?
Yeah, if you were a martial artist turtle,
which I am.
Yeah. But there were reports that there were ritual slayings in there. There was no.
Well, that's how the West Memphis 3 thing happened. That all came from that kind of fear.
Yeah, it was the Dallas Egbert the Third, whatever his name was like it was the kid that went missing from, I think, UCLA. Now I'm just spreading rumors. This was the 80s. There was a kid that went missing.
Dallas Egbert the Third.
His name was Dallas Egbert Jr. or something like that. There was a book. It's called The Dungeon Master. It was published in the 80s by this guy William Deere, who was a private investigator.
Dallas Egbert.
Something like that.
The third, which means someone else was named Dallas Egbert.
This is a good enough name.
I feel like you nailed it
if it ain't broke.
Yeah. He was a kid that went missing from a college campus. He was like one of those Wormser archetypes. He was there. He was at college way early because he was a genius. Okay. And because he was a genius, he was also kind of, he had wanderlust and rebellion and boredom and stuff, and he just disappeared one day. And because it was like at the apex of this, what is this Dungeons and Dragons thing? All of this urban legend started emanating out of this kid's disappearance. It was like they play Dungeons and Dragons in the steam tunnels underneath the college's campus, and he was one of the people that was doing this, and that's why he's disappeared. And the whole book is written by this private investigator who specialized in cult deprogramming. which was the most recent fad, and now is hopping aboard this one. So his book is about him hot on the trail of this kid who's disappeared while playing D&D. So he goes and climbs trees and spies on hobbit clubs. Like the Tolkien Society meets in the woods, and he climbs a tree and eavesdrops on them. He goes into a hobby store and pays the clerk $50 on the sly and says, "Hey, can you get me a game of Dungeons and Dragons?"
That's how much it costs.
And he plays in a hotel room Dungeons and Dragons, and characterizes as like he loses his consciousness, and he like wakes up and the hotel room's empty. Like he's just writing all this stuff. Like
wow.
And then the kid comes back after a couple of days and says, "No, I figured out I was gay and I loved heroin. I'm a genius. I got bored. Oh, D&D? Yeah, I played that too." Jesus Christ. Like, the book literally ends with the kid calling the detective and going, "I hear you looking for me."
I like that he still wrote the book. He's like, "Oh, the story must be told."
And part of it was the note he left didn't match his handwriting, and that was always a big, like missing puzzle piece. So he meets the kid in the diner and goes like, "But what about the note?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, let me show you." And he wrote it with his left hand. Why'd you do that? Because I thought it would fuck with people.
Because it worked. You wrote a book.
I'm a gay heroin addict genius.
Yeah. I'm bored. I'm bored. This society is run by people like you.
Yes. Your book needed an ending. I'm trying to help.
Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome on behalf of everyone in the Manson family. You're welcome on behalf of every teenager whose parents got scared that they were into something bad. You're welcome, all of you fucking dumb assholes. I got bored. I'm smart. It's hard to be smart.
I wonder what heroin's like. It seems great.
I bet it's the best.
It's so great. It's gotta be fucking wonderful.
It's gotta be better than sex, which is currently the best thing.
Well, it's gotta be better than a can of Pringles, because I had one of those on the way home.
Some people call me Pringles, but I never really found out why. I don't really have a I've been singing it all day. Sometimes Pringles Dick just fucking comes into my mind. Also, I was singing Chicken Noodle Dick all day too. Chicken Noodle Dick, I think, is a good song, and people don't really recognize how good that song is. It's a good song.
Some of the bonus footage is you can actually see us coming up with Chicken Noodle Dick.
Oh, that was my one note with the movie, is that we didn't see the origin of Chicken Noodle Dick. Also, did they show you trying everything in the bus with aspirin dick?
Well, you put peanut butter on my dick, and then not peanut butter on my dick. That sounded weird. Not with like a knife. A jar of peanut butter.
Yeah, I put it on by hand. I brought a Cocker Spaniel in, and
a flashlight and a bottle of aspirin, and it's like, I don't think, whatever. It's a bonus footage. You can check it out. Let's thank Siike for coming by.
Thank you. Thanks for giving us these.
Is there anything to plug, Siike?
Not really. How about the Harmontown prints I made? I'll be here Wednesday selling them, and Monomyth here at the store at Meltdown.
Okay.
Wednesday night.
All right.
Great.
Thank you, Siike.
Thank you, Siike.
Can I keep it?